Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel for OCD recovery. Today, I have a very special YouTube video. I want to give a shout out to the man that helped save my life. There was a lot of factors in my life that got me to where I am today. My wife, my family sticking by my side, many friends. But Rob is at the cornerstone of why I am here today. Today, August 22nd, this video will not be posted today probably, but I wanted to give a shout out to Robert Bray and everything he has done for OCD recovery, bringing everything out of the dark ages, realizing all the misconceptions, going through this journey by himself. I want to talk about some things I'm grateful for, some things that's just when you get better, when you recover, you just don't think about because it slips your mind. I'm not going to really say anything about Phil in the shout out. This is just basically, on my normal stuff, Phil, OCD recovery. This is just a shout out to Rob. Think about this for a second. When you have a spike after feeling good, you can compulsively go and watch our videos about what to do. Sure, it's a compulsion, but you'll gain the knowledge to a degree. You can come in for an emergency call. You can be in the WhatsApp groups. Remember, there's 14, 15 WhatsApp groups with 100, 150 people in each one. We got the YouTube channel, almost 30,000 subs. We have 32,000 members in the Facebook group. All because of this man's idea, okay? You can come in and have an emergency call. If he had a spike, he was completely alone. He didn't know if he was going to come out the other side. He had to deal with that confusion on his own. The level of acceptance that this man needed to get to long-term robust peace, while everyone around him was saying the opposite. It reminds me of the guy that, I don't know the story exactly, but it's the antibacterial soap in the hospitals because I believe the doctors were going from the cadaver lab to delivering babies and they weren't washing their hands. And some of these hospitals had like a 70% new mother death rate. Insane. It was crazy. It was a high number. It was like 60 to 70% at times. And this guy was like, we should wash our hands. And people laughed at him for 30 years. Guess what? Someone 30 years later, not 3 months, 30 years later was like, maybe that guy had a good idea. Wash your hands. Problem went away overnight. Went away overnight. Think about that. Going from the cadaver lab to delivering babies. What the fuck? This man had to go through that. Not only did he recover on his own with no support, on top of that, he went into forums like, hey guys, like ERP is probably not the gold standard. It's why we're all still stuck. We should talk about our belief systems. No, that's the dumbest thing ever. This is stupid. Think about what would happen if Rob just never had OCD recovery. We would all be compulsively chasing exposures, ERP, more than likely. Some people might recover from shit luck. People would not understand wearing it like an uncomfortable coat. We certainly want to understand unconditional self-life other acceptance, and acceptance doesn't mean agreement. We wouldn't have the onion layer theory. POCD, harm, self-harm, moral taboo-related fears, no shot. Nobody's recovering at all from that. My dogs are barking. The delivery person might be here. It's okay. They're going to bark anyway. So this is what happens. I love when my neighbors sitting outside. They probably just hear me scream on calls. You can accept yourself if you lost control and harm someone. They're like, what the fuck is he talking about in that room? But this is the reality of it, right? Like, I can joke about this stuff because of Rob. I understand unconditional self-life other acceptance now because of Rob. And no, Ellis for sure. But Ellis would not have gotten the results that we got. How do we know this? We've worked with people who got coached by Ellis years ago. He died in 2007. That saw him in the late 90s and early 2000s. He wrote that song, Wine, 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 about us because he didn't have the application knowledge to take REBT and apply it to unconditional acceptance with OCD sufferers with the nuances that are almost impossible to understand unless you have chronic OCD. So again, thank you so much to Rob. I cannot thank this man enough. I have a child on the way. Erica is 12 weeks pregnant on Monday. Things are going well. A lot of people have been asking me about that. Thank you so much for checking in. I love that and appreciate it. I have a business for coming up in 3 weeks or 4 weeks is my 5th year anniversary of my business, with multiple employees. And I would be able to run that with Erica, even though she does a lot of the hard work because I'm building OCD recovery with Rob. That's my mission now. And it's funny because when I got better and Rob asked me like 3 years in, do you want to start making a couple videos for the YouTube channel on sensory motor? And I'm like, oh God, I got a business. I'm doing all these things. And I got into it, 4 years ago. And then I had my first alone one-to-one about 4 years ago. I had like 2 that month. That's it. They were sensory motor, only what I knew. Nothing else. And the guidance from him, and then coaching Elliot and coaching Gemma, and then coaching them to become coaches and watching them do what they do, and Sam and Momin. And there is none of this without Rob. Sure, there are pieces of the Stoics and Seneca and Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus and all the other people that Rob has gotten information from, and all the other Roman philosophers and Epicurus, and even though Epicureanism, I like elements of it, and then the RBT stuff and exposures when necessary. And Rob had to take those random pieces and glue them together to equal a package for OCD recovery. And I'm grateful, indebted for that. Thank you so much, Rob. Seriously, you have saved my life and many others. I would not be here today as hyper as I am. Smiling, ear to ear, without you, my friend. Love you, buddy. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.